Welcome back to Chillin' with Andy. Today my mom and dad are going to be telling us some scary stories. You better be buckled in because it's going to get scary and scarier every time. So you better stay tuned.
Okay guys, I'm going to be the one to start this storytelling off. The story that I'm going to tell you guys is actually based on a true story. It's about a man who decided to go mess around at a cemetery with a bunch of his friends. And they waited until it was 3 a.m. because that's the time that, you can get in contact with ghosts or whatever. And these guys decided to just go start talking to all the dead people in the cemetery. And one of them in particular went up to this grave and he said, "Hey, I want to invite you to my wedding. I'm going to be getting married next weekend, so you're invited." That's pretty creepy thing to do. It was kind of like his bachelor party since he was going to be getting married that next weekend. So anyway, they didn't think anything of it. They started the wedding preparations and the day finally came. They're at the church, they get married, finally they get to the reception, and everyone there knows each other, all family and friends, but there's this one person, and it's a man, very tall, handsome, but very eerie feeling that he gave people, And he didn't talk to anybody. People started asking the groom and the bride, "Hey, do you guys know who this weird person is? Who is this guy?" And so the guy started to get a little worried about what this other man was doing at his wedding that nobody knew. So he went up to him and he said, "So, who are you and what are you doing at my wedding?" And the guy just looked up at him and said, "You invited me, don't you remember?" He's like, "I think I would have remembered if I invited you to my wedding. Who are you?" And the guy said, "Well, you came to my grave and you invited me to this wedding last weekend. Now, I'm inviting you to come with me." And the guy just drops dead in front of everyone. And the guy in the suit disappears. What do you guys think about that?
Oh my gosh. So the guy just drops dead.
Yeah, they say it's real.
Like a ghost or somebody to his wedding. Oh my gosh.
That's why you should never. Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh.
That's why you should never mess with ghosts. It's just you never know what's gonna happen.
Wow. That is so scary. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell the second scary story of the night. And this one is about a ghost that when he was a human was frozen to death. So that's kind of a lot about what it's going to be about. So there was these two kids, a boy and a girl, that their parents had died in a car crash. And so they were being sent off to their aunt's house. One of their aunts was going to take care of them. They never even met this aunt before. They didn't know, what they were getting into, if she was nice, if she had a nice house, kind of what was going to happen. And anyway, so they finally arrived to her house, and it's kind of a creepy, old-looking house, like a really old, outdated, house. And it kind of creeped them out just looking at it. It was really dark and just, they had a bad feeling when they pulled up to it. Anyway, they pull up to it. They go up to the door. They knock on it. They hear something off in the distance, though. They hear this sound, and what they hear is a ghost. They didn't see anything, but they heard, "I'm cold. I'm cold." And so they're looking around, trying to figure out, who is cold? What are they talking about? So they looked around, didn't see anybody, nothing. So they went, finally go inside. They're introduced to their aunt, and they didn't get a really good feeling about her. I mean, like I said, this is the first time they ever met her. They're trying to get, acquainted. And so anyway, they go up to their bedroom. They put their things away, and they hear it again. They hear, "I'm cold. I'm cold. So at this point, they're like, where is that coming from? They look out the window and they see something this time, a ghost, a little boy that looks, just like a ghost silhouette, and he's standing out by a tree saying, I'm cold. And so they are freaked out. They run downstairs. They tell their aunt, like, what is going on? Is this a ghost? Like, what is the deal? The aunt tells them, yeah, that ghost has been around for years. We can't get rid of it. And it is constantly messing with things at our house. Closing doors, turning lights off, all the scary stuff that goes along with ghosts. So the kids got an idea that, well, we need to figure out, for one, why is it here and can we get rid of it? And so they go outside to try to see the ghost. They don't see it, but they hear the sound again. I'm cold. So they hear it off in the distance and they start walking towards it and trying to capture where this ghost is at, or if it needs anything. They actually brought a coat to try to give to it to see if that's what it wants, like something to get it warm. You know what I mean? And they actually get to this lake, and it's a frozen lake. The ghost boy, is standing on top of the lake, the frozen lake. The water breaks and he falls in. And it's basically a reenactment of how he died. And so they ran out there thinking, like, do we need to save him? What's the deal? They ended up falling into the water. It breaks on them. They fall in. They're trying to get out. The boy actually starts pulling them under the water. And it's ice cold water. So they're like freezing. They're like, they can't get out. They're having a tough time moving. And finally, their aunt comes out with a big long stick, pulls them out, and they're able to get out, but they're freezing at this point and starting to get hypothermia and really sick and everything. So they hurry and run inside, they get warm again, and they're still trying to figure out, how do we get rid of this ghost? What do we do? The ghost shows up in their bedroom at night while they're sleeping, saying, I'm cold. I'm cold. Gosh. So what they do is they say, well, the only thing they're saying is they're cold. Like, do they need to eat something? What do we do? So they actually get the coat that they originally had and they give it to this ghost. The ghost actually puts the coat on and the ghost is gone. But the last thing that they hear is, I'm cold. And that was it. They never saw the ghost again. They think they solved the mystery. They don't really know the full story behind it, but apparently, the kid drowned and nobody helped him.
That's so sad.
Yeah, nobody helped him out. Nobody tried to save him. Nobody tried to get him warm. Nothing. And so he felt abandoned and must have come back to try to haunt people and tried to see if somebody would actually help him, and somebody did.
Wow.
So eventually, right? So these guys helped him, and I guess he was happy and left people alone from then on. Pretty creepy though, huh?
That is
Wouldn't that be
creepy.
To see something like, I'm cold, like that's real,
It's super sad.
That is super sad. Let me go inside real quick though, because I gotta get a drink of water. Wait, what was that? Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Ah! Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. Let's go grab some water though.
All right, guys, so I'm going to be telling you the very last story for the night. It's about a woman named Maria who fell in love with the most handsome man in Mexico. They got married, they had 2 beautiful sons, and they were very happy together. But Maria's husband had to move around a lot because of his job and was sent out of the city to work at this new location. And here he met another woman, and he fell in love with this woman and decided to leave Maria and his 2 sons for her. Of course, Maria was devastated. She was so angry that her husband would do something so horrible, like leave her and her 2 sons behind for this new woman. So her rage took over, and she decided that she was going to get back at him by taking away from him the two most important people in his life, which were his two sons. He loved them with all his heart. So one day she tells the two boys, hey, we're going to be going to the river. We're going to skip some rocks, just play in the water, have some fun. And the kids were so excited to go to the river with their mom. Didn't think anything of it. And as they're getting to the river, Maria hits them both as hard as she can and knocks them out. Just long enough for her to drag them into the river and hold them underwater until they drown. Once Maria realized what she had done, she was just so confused, sad, angry. She had no idea what had come over her to make her do such a horrible thing to her two sons. So she couldn't bear with the pain and decided that she was going to kill herself too. She jumps in the river, drowns, and then she goes to heaven, but is refused entry because of what she has done to her kids. So her punishment for doing such a horrible act is that she's going to have to search for her children for the rest of eternity, and she'll be looking at every body of water around the world until she finds her two sons that she drowned, but she's never going to, because what she did was unforgivable.
Probably something like scary in her.
Yeah.
Because you can't just do that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's about it. We better get inside, you guys. It's getting dark.
Scary out here, guys, and we keep kind of hearing some stuff. So we better head inside, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed watching the video today. We had fun making it, and be sure to look at our previous videos. Watch our previous videos. We got a lot of good ones, and be sure to like those as well.
Okay, guys, we're signing out. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Okay, guys, we're signing out. Bye.